Welcome to Angelo's Tennis Stories. If you haven't seen my other stories, check them out on my playlist. Lots of tennis stories from my life that I want to get into. And in this video, I want to talk about a time when I met a female tennis player who played at Texas Christian University, who was from India, and talk a little bit about how that went down. And I also have a story about a women's tennis player who I met who played #1 for Harvard. So stay tuned for that video. I'll have that coming up soon. So this is how it went down. I was doing a lot of dating, getting on a lot of dating apps, and I got on this app. I was trying out different apps, just experimenting. And there was this, I don't even know if it exists anymore. It's called Meet Mindful. And I didn't pay for it, this one. But, just kind of got lucky. This is kind of how it works, too. I could get into a whole video with this, but maybe that's another video for another channel. So I got on this app, Meet Mindful, and then I see this girl. She's a tennis player, and then I start talking to her. And I forget the app worked different from the other apps. I forget how it was, but I remember being like really rushed and trying to get this meeting, and I somehow got her number or something before she disappeared. And I lost her profile, she disappeared, and then I was able to follow up with this number or whatever. I'm not really sure how I even did it. And I'm glad I did follow up, because I had to follow up a couple times and really work my magic to get, and my persistence to get this to go down. So eventually I did get her to come out, and I met her somewhere in Maryland on a tennis court. And she was very attractive. She was from India, born in India, had a little bit of an accent. I'll put her photo up here, her college photo or college profile up here on the screen. She's probably ranked, I'm just guessing, I'll put that up on the screen too. She's like somewhere between 300 and 400 in the world. And I played with her, and it was interesting because I came out as if I was a coach. I was a coach. She was a player, I was a coach. And immediately after hitting with her and after her knowing that, she was very respectful of me, like I was the coach. She was even asking for my opinion about her game and things like that. And I'm not surprised that she was doing that, because when we came out and we started hitting from the baseline. I was hitting very well. I come to the net, and I'm hitting tweeners between, like, forward tweeners, off volley tweeners, behind the back, and I'm making every shot. I mean, not missing at all, like right away. Sometimes you see in my videos, it doesn't go that well when I step on the court in these different scenarios, especially on indoor courts, but this was an outdoor court, and I was on with these trick shots and everything. And we sit down, we're talking, and she's asking for my opinion. And I was going to the City Open. I was going down there. I was going to the City Open, and I was flying to Denver to see my friend all at the same time. And I had another date from another dating site that same day. It was more like a meeting. I wouldn't call it a date. We just met for like 20 minutes because I was spent. And I tried to get her to come out. Here's the thing. It was going really, really well. Like, the tennis was going great. And she was like, let's go out. Let's get something to eat. And I have no idea what happened there, because she was ready to go get something to eat. And then it just didn't happen. And then I never saw her again. It was just like that. It was that difficult to get her to come out again. And that's how these dating apps go. Usually it's very, very hard to make them work long-term, or make these dates, in my experience, work long-term. You got one shot, and usually even if it works out well for a couple of dates, you never see them again. So that was my story. And a little bit more about the tennis. This is like one of the first times I really saw these different styles with women's tennis in particular. Like, just her energy and her energy on the court was different than anything I've experienced before. And she played kind of flat, mix of flat and spin. And it was like the aggressiveness with the targets, and it was an aggressive mind. It was an interesting, aggressive tennis mind that I had never experienced before. And I don't think many people who play tennis or watch these videos really understand this, because I would say you have to have played to meet someone like this. You have to have played someone who was on the tour, I feel like. And they also have to be from different countries. Like in America, even though the Harvard girl kind of played like this too, but this was different. So I think there's just something different with people from different countries, different parts of the world, and how it makes a tennis player, or makes a person in general. And I really noticed that with this player, and I started to see it more and more. And I think it's really something that people watching at home don't quite understand, especially if you're in the United States. These players, it's just something to consider when we're looking at world tennis rather than local tennis.